So my goal on this probably will be in the first couple trades to try to do a little scalp. You know, quick in, quick out. The pre-market high is $6 with about 20 seconds to the bell. Remember when I was showing you guys my average trades, everyone at Inner Circle, average trades over the last year and a half is 18 cents per trade, and that's about $500,000 in profit. So you don't need to get big winners for them to add up. So right now I'm going to watch SLS for a scalp out of the gates. I want to see it dip and then get in. So I'm going to watch it here. Okay, I'm long SLS. Long SLS here for a scalp. Let's see what this does. Stopped out at 625 for right now. Pre-market, the highs are now all the way up at 650. I'll add over 650. Next entry at 650. I didn't even try to trade it in my IRA, just my main account. Right now, I'm back in at 625. Back in at 625 for the break over 650. Over 645, I'd probably add for a scalp. Just going to watch this here. There's 50, 75 on the ask. Sold half. New stop, 27, my cost basis. Sold the rest on the ask at 611 for right now. So we've got a high of 675. I've got $5,986 profit on this trade. That was easy. That stuff was easy. Just right in for a break of pre-market high at 6. Got filled at 581, 10,000 shares. Sold it at 620, got back in at 627, sold it at 650. 660, something like that. I actually sold 2,700 shares at 673, 2 cents off the highs. Not bad at all. So now I'm just going to watch this for, so first trade was a winner, second trade was a winner. Now looking for third trade opportunity on this one. So those were all scalp trades. I mean, those are quick in, quick out. So back over the $0.50 here. Okay, I just added back at 640. Looking for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. So looking for 640 to break and then 650. Want to see that snap over the $0.50. First 1 minute candle to make a new high. So right now we're churning a little bit of buying, a little bit of buying. See what this does. Stopped out all except for 1,200 shares. See if this pops back up. We still actually haven't had a 1 minute candle make a new high. There's 33, 38. Got an order already at the $0.50 for first 1 minute candle to make a new high. Just watching this here. Stopped out the rest of it on the ask, so up $6,287 on it. Feels like it's a little, I don't know, feels like it's having a little bit of a hard time here. Maybe wait for a 5-minute setup. I don't like seeing that false breakout. It had to break over the $0.50 of 650 right here. It hit 651 and then came back down. So good trades, pretty easy. Cross trade would mean if you're if you're long and trying to short at the same time, like if you're trying to cross your trades in direction. Problem with this here is that the first candle ended up really being like this doji candle. So I'd say it's worth watching over the $0.50, but we got 2.8 million shares of volume. I'm not sure if it's gonna be easy or not. I wouldn't take the trade in my IRA at this point since I missed the first two, which is fine. I'm not really planning on trading the IRA in the first few minutes anyways. CNET, yeah, I see that. SLS, to me, since it's below the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, it could do a VWAP pop where it does break over it, but feels maybe just a little too low. I would watch for a scalp over 75. I'm long at 75 for a high day scalp. And I just added at 98. Looks like it's going to get halted here at 713, which is fine with me. I sold half at 712 just to be safe. So I'll hold the rest through the halt. My average is 684 on partial fills. Well, once it was at 713, you could see the way it was trading. It was about to get halted. The way the level 2 gets pinned is pretty distinctive. So I only got partial fills getting in at 77 and 78. And I only got a partial fill when I added at 701. Just moving too fast for me to get my full orders filled. I was trying total 7,500 shares and I only filled about 2,900. So we'll see where it resumes. The halt time was at 10:15 and 5 seconds. Resumption will probably be 10:20 and 5 seconds if it's a 5-minute halt. It's got a lot of room on the daily chart. We know that. Nearest resistance was around $8, and then above that, 12. So, we'll see what it can do. I think this probably will squeeze out maybe some early short sellers. The 5-minute chart is clearly extended from 550 all the way up to 715. So, but usually after the first halt is a scalp, after the second halt is a sell. And that's not always the case, but that's often the case. If I added, I'd probably only add 2,500 shares since I'm still only holding 1,400. So I don't want to go probably into like a 5,000-6,000 share position since I've already, I've already sold half and got partial fills. But if I did, it would probably just be a scalp. So I'd put my order maybe around 750 for a little scalp. We'll see how strong it is and we'll see how much higher it opens. The kind of thing there is that if it opens a lot higher, it could put the pain on short sellers and they might just cover, and that means more buying. If they're just like, oh my god, I got to bail out of this thing at 770, 780, $8, they might bail and it could go right into a second halt just from them covering. So when that's a possibility, I try to hold just a little bit tighter and maybe consider adding, but I'll need to see a lot of buying on the level 2 at a time in sales. So Resumption possibly in 1 second here. So it'll be a 10-minute halt. Looks like 756 is the current bid, but yeah, if it opens right under the $0.50, then there's a, if it opens like at 740, there's a possible scalp from 750 up towards 770, 780, maybe a tap of 8. If it opens as high as 8, you know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm still in. My average is 684, so it's not going to be a home run for me, but at the same time, you know, Guzzi amped up the risk for him, but for me, I usually try to bring the risk down. Once I'm already up $6,000, I don't want to put myself in a position where I could lose the whole thing at 10:30 or 10:15. You know, I want to just maybe add to the profit, so that's why I was trying to take 5,000 shares and then add 2,500, because that with 7,500 would have been a good cost basis of 684, and that could have added, it could have doubled my gain, but it wouldn't have risked giving back a lot of profit. Unfortunately, I just didn't get filled on my orders. So now I'm kind of like, well, you know, look for a little scalp out of this halt maybe and see if I can get a little bit of profit. Try to sell on the ask into strength. Yeah, about a minute to resumption here. So about 15 seconds from resumption. If it was a 5-minute halt, I think that probably would have helped things a little bit more. So, you know, again, like I said, a little smaller on the size, but possible scalps around 750, 760. So let's see. I just added 739, and I threw it right on the ask at 765. I sold 100 shares at 774. My new cost basis is 711. I sold another 695 shares. So now I'm down to 695. And we'll see what this does. The high was 75. So now I think it's probably sorted out the people who bought for the scalp. So now it's just, are there people that are going to reload, and will it go higher? So the high of that candle 75. So that's the spot we would watch over 75.80 for fresh buyers to come in and more short sellers to get squeezed out. See, now it looks like there's a possibility we'll see a move over $8. I'm kind of watching around 85, 89, 90 for, okay, I'm long at 89 for the scalp over $8. Watching the level 2. Looking for a squeeze possibly into the next halt. Could get halted here at 27. Put out an order to buy. I got filled 400 shares into the halt. And it's halted. I actually filled 1,900 shares into the halt. So, you know, now I'm being a little bit more aggressive. But I've also got a pretty good profit cushion on this. So my first ad was at 675, long at 675 and 701. Sold at 750. Add back. Where did I add back? Oh no, actually I added 740 or something like that. What was it? Yeah, I added at 739. Sold at 765. And then I was long at 787 and 827. I would say SLS right now, most likely it'll open a little bit higher, maybe around 750, 850. It might dip a little bit, but back of my mind target is that maybe it taps $9. I'm not totally sure, but that's what I'm kind of watching. Well, we'll see what happens on resumption. I would put an order really just for like 1,500 shares for an ad. I'm not going to try to be super aggressive. Usually adding after the second halt is going to be higher risk. So I'll probably just go for a little scalp if anything. The high is 27. We'll see where it resumes. I'll put an order at 848 for a scalp. Or 850. So about 3 seconds away here. Back of the mind target is, that maybe it hits $9. So watching up here for a possible break over 9. You got 60 on the ask. There's some buyers coming in. I'm not going to add. I'm just going to take profit. Scaling out on the ask. All out except for 450 shares. Low before the halt was 29, so 29 is a hard stop. 829. Or low after the halt. High of that first candle is 918. But I wouldn't add up there coming into what would be a third halt. Probably just look to take a little more profit on this if it does pop over 9. I'm stopping out at 860. See, I see 850 and then 848, and then it goes right to 821, 817. So for me, that's good. $11,104. I'm happy with that. Some of you guys have $100,000 profit on the trade, and trading with bigger size, you get bigger winners. Some of you guys might be only up $1,100 on the trade. We're all at different places on the spectrum of risk. Whether you feel comfortable taking 1,000 shares or 2,000 or 8,000 or 18,000 or 30,000 or 50,000. I mean, we're all at different places with our account size, and for me, $11,000 is a great way to start the month of April. That's just fantastic. So I'm really happy with that, and this is looking good. I mean, hey, this is right now looking like it could get halted close to 950. Not quite yet. I love the strength. It's up 176%. It was straight off our watch list. It was just really, really textbook there. So very nice. So congratulations to all of you guys who have some nice wins on this. Gives you a nice cushion going into the month of April, and hopefully we can keep it going. Stocks like this SLS, moves like this that we're seeing on SLS, this is what scares short sellers. This is a stock that had good news this morning. It popped up to 650, dropped back down to 550. A lot of people would short it and say it's all over, it's done. And then it opens up because there is actually good news behind it. And so from $5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, and now we're halted at 973. So to me, buying it up here becomes very, very risky. It's not really my go-to setup to be a buyer in this area, but there are people who are shorting it and who are going to be forced to buy just simply to cover and get out of the position. So yeah, I mean, there's no way you could predict that this would have hit $10. Certainly would have been much more aggressive if you could, but that's not how trading works. It's not, you can't play the Monday morning quarterback, armchair quarterback, or the, you know, the backseat driver. 2020, hindsight is always 2020. You just have to base your trades on price action, and we took profit along the way, and I think pretty much all of us are up on the name, so we did something right. $400, that's great. So let's see if it's gonna be, it's probably gonna be a 10-minute halt. It would be strange if two of them are 5-minute. No, but here we go, it's a 5-minute halt. So the high is $10, and it's back at 930 on the bid right now, so it's starting to go red. Back over 10 certainly would be good, but below 9, I would not want to be holding. 915, 920 on the bid. A little bit of buying here. It's not uncommon to have a little bit of a dip out of the halt, and then we often would buy that dip as it surges back up, maybe over the $0.50, over 950 or over 10. I wouldn't do it in the case of this being after the second halt, but if this was after the first halt, I probably would have bought at 950 and doubled at $10. Right now, I would definitely not want to be holding right now as it breaks below $9. Because now you can see on the 5-minute, we're turning around. This is a bearish engulfing candle. It's bigger red than the previous candle was green. It's clearly beginning to shift directions. So this for me is kind of going to mark the high. And, you know, this might give us a 5-minute pattern here. We could have a totally good 5-minute bull flag, 2 red candles, and then first candle to go green. Boom, goes back up to 10, 11, $12. I mean, this thing could keep going today. But for me, we've got 8.3 million shares of volume. I think I've captured the bulk of my profits, and anything at this point would be taking unnecessary risk. You guys know I like to focus my trades in the first hour and a half. So, you know, I think I've done my job now. Sebastian, $16,000. Great job, man. Green is good. That's fantastic. Really impressed with you guys. I mean, I'm glad to see you guys doing, some of you guys doing better than me on this. It's nice. It just shows that the strategy works and you can scale it as high up as you want. $25,000, great job. That's a really good win. That's exciting. So, yeah, you guys have the risk tolerance, the account size. These can be big, big winners. I do want to have a $100,000 day at some point this year, but I kind of need a very special setup to give me the confidence to be that aggressive. I need a setup that I probably, we're going to need to be in a really, really hot market. Now remember, on Thursday, I only made $585. It was a very slow day. And I was thinking that maybe the hot streak was kind of going to slow down. And so today I had to be a little more careful. In order to have a $100,000 day, I need to be already on a really, really hot week. This could be the type of week. If tomorrow is another $5,000, $6,000 day and Wednesday's another $8,000, $10,000 day, you know, then Thursday and Friday, I'm going to start to think, geez, the market is hot. Everything that pops up just goes bananas. I'm going to start taking bigger and bigger size, and I'll get in one of them with 10,000 shares. It'll squeeze up a full point. It'll get halted. It'll open higher. I'll add. And next thing you know, I'm going to be holding 15,000 shares up, you know, $3 a share for a $45,000 winner. And that'll be in the first 15 minutes of the day. That stock will keep going like this one, and I'll be with such a big cushion on the name that I can really amp up the risk, and that'll turn into a $100,000 day. But it's got to be that, you know, kind of perfect storm for me, the way I trade. Because I'm not trading 50,000 share positions, you know. With 10 to 20,000 share positions, getting $100,000 of profit means I basically need to get $5 per share, which is, I mean, that's a feat. So in any case, $11,000 today is good, and you know, just keep grinding. It's a great start to the month. So that's you know, that's what we go for. Start to build that cushion, and looks like April's hopefully going to be a really strong month. So again, great job everyone who traded this one. We'll do a little midday recap in just 1 second, and I'll kind of break down exactly what I was thinking on this trade.